At 17 minutes to 5, you listen to BBC Radio Leeds, and the kids start to go back to school. Yes, I can hear a sigh of relief from all parents and carers trying to make sure they've got all the latest school uniforms and kits. But what do you do with the stuff that the kids have actually grown out of? Well, Zero Waste Leeds have launched a uniform reuse campaign in Leeds to encourage parents to pass on the things that they no longer need. This helps other families to, of course, save money, and it stops loads of uniforms just ending up in the bin. Gill Coupland is the founder of Zero Waste Leeds, and she's on the show. Good afternoon, Gill. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for having me on.
This is a truly brilliant idea. I mean, across the planet, I wonder how many school uniforms are just like chucked at the bottom of wardrobes or chucked in the bin or just sit in bin liners, and they just never get recycled to people who are less fortunate. And they can, go and save parents a hell of a lot of money, can't they?
They absolutely can. And you're right. And I think this year as well, is a unique opportunity because a lot of the children haven't been at school full time. So there's loads of school uniform out there that is barely worn. The kids have grown out of it and it needs to be passed on. And honestly, there is a massive pent up desire to donate that uniform because across the city, we have collected in, and the schemes that are running have collected in thousands and thousands of items of uniform. And if I give you an example, Fresh Start in Morley, they had 5 pop-up shop days, and they have given away, this is one scheme, 2,000 items of school uniform. So you imagine the amount of money that parents locally have saved, and that is happening now across our city. It has been overwhelming and really incredible.
And that is just in Morley alone.
Yeah, and
wow.
You see, the thing is, we're quite close to the children going back to school now, but tomorrow, LS14 Trust at Kentmere Community Centre in Seacroft have got their pop-up shop, and we delivered to them over 500 items of uniform yesterday, and they've had huge amounts donated. So don't, any parents out there who've left it to the last minute, or maybe if your school has this policy where children have to have clean uniform every day and you need a few more extra bit, get yourself along to Kentmere's Community Centre in the morning, 11 till 1, and there is just mountains of it. It's great quality.
And that's in Seacroft?
Great condition. In Seacroft, yeah. Fantastic.
Amazing. We'll repeat that information towards the end of our chat. I was just looking through some of the statistics as well, because they are quite staggering. The average cost of a school uniform in 2020 is estimated to be £348.55 per child. Yeah. And some families just can't afford that.
No, exactly. I mean, imagine, that's for one child if you've got 3 children, and that cost comes all at once in the school holidays. So you're looking at £1,000 if you've got 3 children.
Why are school uniforms so expensive?
Well, I think, if you throw in the cost of shoes and a school coat and the PE kit and trainers, so it soon adds up and your children grow out of it during the year, so you're replacing it and they lose it or they get holes in it, so you're replacing it. So throughout the year, you can see quite quickly how that cost really does add up. In Leeds alone, it adds up to £6.4 million.
My word. And Zero Waste Leeds, yourself, who's the founder of Zero Waste Leeds, you really want to make Leeds a zero waste city by 2030 as well. How achievable is that?
We do, absolutely. Well, you have to have a headline figure, something that you can really aim towards. And what's really amazing is we're creating a movement of people across the city. We have thousands of members now each individual action on its own can sometimes feel like a bit of a drop in the ocean, but when thousands of people are doing it together, and that's demonstrated exactly by the Uniform Exchange, you can see that really together we come together and we can make a massive impact.
And also it can really help the environment as well, because all of this clothing, it's not going into the bin or landfill or anything like that. It's getting used and loved again.
Exactly right. And that's the point. You see, why buy new when this stuff already exists? And I heard you talking before about you bought a leather jacket from eBay, a vintage leather jacket from eBay. Well, vintage is secondhand, pre-loved, whatever you want to call it. That existed already. So you're not using natural resources. You're choosing to have something that already exists. It's one of the kindest things you can do for our planet because textiles have a massive carbon impact. And so that we've got an amazing stat about if every new starter manufacturer in Leeds this year had just one second-hand jumper. That saves the carbon equivalent of driving around the world 25 times. It's mind-blowing.
It's mind-blowing when you think about that as well. So tomorrow there's a pop-up shop, and you're doing more of these pop-up shops as well.
Yes, so there'll be there've been quite a lot over the summer. There will be uniforms still available, but the other way to access it is that lots of parents across the city have set up local Facebook groups, either for their school or their local community. So it might cover a number of schools. The details are all on our social media pages, and we've created a map of all of these schemes across Leeds. So now you can find the nearest scheme to you, which might be a Facebook group. And they're really amazing because all you do is set a group up and you just set people off exchanging and swapping between themselves in their local community, and it couldn't be easier.
Well, the local community Facebooks are a lifeline, especially during what we've been going through over the last 4 or 5 months. They've really kept communities, along with the radio as well, but the Facebook pages has really been a real cohesive connectiveness for the community, haven't they?
They have, absolutely. And I think once you open that up, once you open the community up and you say, look, this is the problem, this is what you can do to help. People are really keen to do that. During lockdown, it's been really difficult, and you want to feel like you've got a purpose, you're doing something proactive and good, and these sites have been amazing. And you'll see on our Leeds School Uniform Exchange Facebook, people will rush to support each other. So some people will put a call out and say, I need these trousers or this jumper, and there'll be numerous offers of help, and that's where you see, that community support is just incredible. It's been amazing.
Just tell us about the pop-up shop tomorrow in Seacroft again, please.
So it's run by LS14 Trust. It's at Kentmere Community Centre in Seacroft, and it's between 11 and 1 o'clock. And honestly, they've got, you'll be amazed. It's like the best uniform shop you've ever seen in your life. Mountains of it. Go along, save yourself some money, do your bit for the environment. You won't be disappointed, honestly.
You are incredible, Gill. You and the team at Zero Waste Leeds. Thank you so much. I hope to get to speak to you again soon as well. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you so much. That's lovely. Thank you.
Pleasure. Gill Coupland, she's the founder of Zero Waste in Leeds, talking about the fact that kids go back to school, latest uniform, and we were just saying the statistics are quite staggering. The average cost of a school uniform in 2020 is estimated to be £348.55 per child, and some families just can't afford to spend that. So Zero Waste Leeds have launched the Uniform Reuse campaign to encourage parents to pass on the things they no longer need. So brilliant. Right, it's 9 minutes to 5.